So our guest today for this oral history interview is...
Jalen. Jalen Collins.
So, Jalen, I know that you have a lot of experience in music.
Yes.
So in order to begin, I'll ask you like a few easy questions.
Yeah.
So to start is a kind of cliche question. Why do you like music so much?
Well, as a child, I grew up around a lot of music. Like my mom, when I was little, around the house she would play a lot of Spanish music because I'm half Latino, and she would just play merengue, salsa, bachata, bunch of music. But then from my brother and sister's perspective, they would play a lot of rap music, a lot of hip hop, R&B, and stuff like that. So I grew up just listening to that sound more and more, and that's how I started to like music. I feel like I always liked it. When I came out, when I was born, I feel like I was always dancing to certain songs and stuff like that. So it just felt genuine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm glad you bring that up. So, do you think that when you grew up, you had different perspectives of the type of music you were listening to, like Spanish music versus American music? Were there any differences or kind of political things that you noticed at the time, or were you just too young?
Yeah, I was definitely too young to notice anything political about it. It was just music. It was just what I felt, how it felt at the time. Every time I would listen to a certain song, there would be a certain feeling that I would feel towards the music, but it was nothing I'd have to think about until I got older, at least.
Mm-hmm. So now that you are older, I do know that you work at the Prudential Center here in Newark.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me a little bit about your day-to-day. What's that like?
Day-to-day is pretty cool. I love working there. I get to see some performances, for instance, not to brag, I did see Bad Bunny at come to the Prudential Center, and he was performing there, and I got to see it. I got to record him performing, and it was pretty fun, and I just love working there. I just love being there. It's just nice.
So yeah, so pinpointing on Bad Bunny, what was the ambiance like? Well, he's one of the largest, if not the largest Latin American singer.
Honestly,
not Latin American, sorry, Latin singer.
It inspired me, to be honest. As soon as I saw the amount of people there, the amount of fans who love his music, with their lights out, just waving them, just singing every song, it inspired me, and it made me reflect on how I want my music career to go and how I want to perform. I want people to look at me in that way when I'm performing. Just know every word, sing every word, chant out loud, scream out loud. I just want all of that. I love it. It gave me a rush, to be honest. Yeah.
Nice.
I
so
loved it.
Do you think it was only Bad Bunny who has this magical aura around him that inspired you, or because you've seen other concerts like Justin Bieber, Dua Lipa? Is it just in general?
Justin Bieber, Dua Lipa. I did get a chance when I not even just at the Prudential Center. I got a chance to see other artists too, like J. Cole or Steve Aoki. Sorry, and it just gave me an energy that you can't really explain. It's there, the feeling's there, and then encapsulates it just overall it just makes you feel whole and completed, and you just want to dance and sing and do whatever. It's a great feeling.
So I'm glad you brought that up, because I do know that you also perform your own music professionally.
Yeah.
As, what was your stage name again?
MockingJay.
MockingJay, nice.
Yeah.
So as MockingJay, you mentioned just before that you want to kind of bring these emotions and feelings out of people who listen to your music. So if you can get a little bit more specific on what you want your listeners to take away from your music, and if there are any specific thoughts, feelings, or ideas, that you want to portray.
Well, I always told myself when I'm making a song or when I'm doing music in general. Like I want to make sure to have people mimic the way that I'm feeling when it comes to like listening to my music, because that's how I felt when I listened to like J. Cole or Eminem or Childish Gambino or numerous amount of artists. I want them to feel I feel like they want me to feel what they're feeling at the time, so I want my audience to feel what I'm feeling at the time. And that could be happiness, sadness, whatever. That's what I want them to take away. I just want them to feel the way I'm feeling at the time, and I want them to think as well with every word that I say. Just think about it.
Yeah. So when you create your own music, what is the feeling or emotion that kind of drives you? So if you take a look back at your discography, what is the common like emotion?
I would say, just being frank, being honest, it would be love. Yes, that is a heavy emotion in my music. I've gotten better at portraying my thoughts of love through my music, and it's helped me to get through just like personal, not even relationships in terms of like significant others, but just in my life in general. Like it's gotten me to think about my life. But I'd say I'm starting to like have another emotion, which is like I'd say passion. Just because I want to make people think more in my music now. Like nowadays, I just want more of the intelligence to like speak for itself in my music, and yeah.
I mean, that's nice. That's like two pretty strong emotions: passion and love. But with that, everybody feels passion. Everybody feels love. So what makes your music? So what energy or what do you do differently that makes people want to listen to your music? So why should I turn on the next MockingJay song to hear you talk about love when I can just do that with anybody else?
Yeah, definitely. I just feel like, and not to be like that person that says, "Oh, today's music is bad." I feel like genuinely I love today's music. Today's music is beautiful. I just feel like it's something, when it comes to my music, it's something different. Like it hits you right away. Like I feel like it'll stick with people for a very long time. And I also feel like when it comes to my music, I'm doing something that no one really, I mean, everybody, that's a cliche thing to say, right? Nobody's ever done this before. But like I just say the music speaks for itself.
Okay, so to dig a little bit deeper into that, what do you think it is about your music that makes it, so powerful? Is it your lyrics? Is it the sound? Is it just the emotion in general? Or like can you speak more on that?
I mean, can I say all three? I feel like, I mean, I'm getting there. I will say this: I haven't mastered my sound yet. Definitely not. But like, in terms of what the music is doing to people, it does have that emotion that like makes you feel. It does have that one lyric that makes you go, "Oh my gosh!" Like what he just said that. And it also has the beat, the thump, the thing that like people really need to hear, that like makes you want to move, makes you want to like dance, makes you want to jump, makes you want to scream, makes you want to do whatever. And I feel like I feel like my music has all three, to be honest.
So touching more, I know you said that you haven't found your sound yet, like the complete sound, but is there a specific? Because I know you talk about love and passion.
Yeah.
Is there a specific genre that you lean towards?
R&B. Most definitely R&B would be the genre that I lean towards. But R&B is the thing that has love and passion the most in music. And I mean, I would go in. I am trying to go into different realms in terms of my music. I do want to go in towards that like rock or alternative realm, and I'm just starting off with that, so I'm not really like mastered with that as well. But I feel like in terms of R&B, I've definitely gone through R&B, and I definitely have gotten most of like the love and the passion out of it. Yeah.
So this image of MockingJay has recently been, or up until now has been R&B, and you're saying you want to kind of switch or kind of expand into different genres.
Into a different genre.
Yeah. So how do you think that is going to affect your image, and how can you work to get this fan base that you already have now to stick with you traveling into these new sounds?
I just feel like if you're a fan of me, you're gonna love everything I do. You're gonna stick with me through thick and thin. And if you like, if I am, I do take criticism very well though. So if you do want to criticize, then by all means. But I feel like you're a true fan when you're a true fan. That means that you stick with somebody, you give them their constructive criticism, but like at the same time you stick with them. So
yeah, no, so thank you for touching on that. Kind of jumping onto that idea, being that you are, you know, trying to break into the music industry.
Yeah, I'm an underground artist.
Yeah, so what are the kind of negative things that you experience and you see trying to do what you do?
Can you elaborate on that question?
So the criticism is one of the negative effects of trying to pursue your dream.
Yeah.
Are there any other negative things that you've experienced trying to focus on music?
One thing besides the criticism that I really see that is sort of halting my path towards breaking into the industry is I'd say just people being committed, or people being committed and people actually working with you like as a team, because people don't like to work as a team that much. People don't like to help each other out when it comes to the industry. Like someone would have a lot of knowledge about one specific thing and they don't give it to others. And I just feel like if I was in the industry, I would be definitely doing that. But that's sort of halting me, like not getting enough knowledge from the people who are up there because they want to keep it all for themselves. And I know it's not a like everything's not for free, but like it would help if people gave some knowledge. Yeah.
So why do you think there is that gatekeeping? Why do you think that is? Is it a personality trait of people who pursue these passions, or is it just kind of the way that the music industry is structured, that it changes people to kind of keep the knowledge for themselves?
I'd say it's not really a personality trait. I'd say it's really just you gotta grind. Like in order to get to where you gotta go, you have to grind. And I feel like people realize that. That's why they're not giving all the advice that they're supposed to. Which, yeah, that's why I understand it. I just feel like we've like there's been millions of not millions, but there's been thousands of artists who like come and go, and they're getting advice from people because they're at the top, but that advice that they're getting is not transitioning down towards us. Yeah, like us underground artists.
So being that you are underground and you may not have these resources that others have, and they may have a leg above you, I know that you kind of dedicate yourself to your craft and you work in a lot of different facets. So for example, you sing, right? You sing your own songs.
I sing. But I also...
What else do you do?
Yeah. I sing most of my but I also write them, songwrite. I try to write for other people as well. And I also produce, as you can see. I have FO Studio propped up over here.
Mm-hmm. I
produce most of my music, if not all. I'd say I'm learning to get a sense of musicianship, which is why I have a piano and a guitar, but you can't really see that. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So why are you doing all these things? Why not just focus on songwriting or focus on creating beats or focus on singing only? Why do you want to spread yourself thin doing all these different things?
I could say it's because I'm trying to be different, but really it's because I have a passion for music. So I'm trying to go into every field of music there is, whether that's singing, whether that's making beats, whether that's songwriting, whether that's writing theater, musicals, pieces for theater, scores for movies, whatever you name it, commercial jingles, I don't care. I would definitely go into a lot of fields in music before I stop doing music at all.
Mm-hmm.
So
being that you do all of this, has there been any
traction?
Any either traction or monetary value that this has brought?
Actually, yeah, there's definitely been some monetary value in terms of selling my beats, and also in terms of my songs on streaming platforms. I put them all on streaming platforms. Yeah, there's definitely been some monetary value.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about your process for making music.
Well, I normally write songs when I have a full beat in mind. And when I have the way I get a full beat in mind is I just take any inspiration from the world, to be honest. Like, I just go out, I do stuff, and then I come back, and anything that comes to mind. I'd say the beats are just living in my mind. The music is just living in my mind, and when I have an idea, I just go with it. I keep going with it until the idea is done and completed.
Okay, so when you've taken all these ideas and finally created this masterpiece of a song,
mm-hmm.
Do you ever get to perform it?
I do. I actually do get to perform it. I've been performing at open mic place in Trenton, New Jersey, and it's amazing. I wanna perform more of my songs there, and I gotta get them ready. I gotta finite them, make them spotless, polish them up as much as I can, just so I can perform them. Mm-hmm. And yeah.
So tell me a little bit more about that, like just getting on stage and performing these, having people listen to the music that you work so hard on.
I love it. I just want more of it. I know I know it's not enough right now. That's why I want more of it. Like, I want to perform more of my songs. I'm just waiting to get there, waiting to get to perform more, and for more people, to be honest, because I know I can really become a very good performer. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so to speak.
So you've talked about some struggles you may have had. You've talked about how dedicated you are. So I just want to ask you the question: is it all worth it?
100%. 100% worth it. 100% worth it. I would definitely, if I could do it again, I would. To be honest, nice. Yeah.
All right. So that leads me to my last question: is when the day comes that you're the next superstar, the next weekend, what And you have people who were in your position in the future watching this same interview. What do you want to tell them?
I want to tell them that if I can do it, you can definitely do it. Because I would say it's not easy, and it isn't. So if I can make it, then definitely you can make it. It's not easy, but you can make it.
All right, Jalen. Thanks for taking the time to do this interview with me.
You're welcome. No problem, man.
Pretty good. Really good answers.
Yeah.